Would you like to also, you can introduce we now actually do have the fishbowl.
Oh, yes. So, in our first episode, we kind of touched on the fishbowl. And so we haven't come up with topics yet. We're, we still have a few, we've recorded enough episodes right now that we are just banking them. And so by the time this episode actually airs, we'll probably have tons of stuff in our fishbowl. But one is for topics, in case like a guest comes and we have topics that we've touched on. We're basically just going to put like each episode that we've done or we're going to do and just like pull it out if we just kind of want to change the scenery.
Absolutely.
And just kind of see what our guest is and get a new input on things that we've talked about. So we can even just do all the episodes we've done now, and then when a new guest comes on, we will pull the topic out and see what their opinion is on it and get a little bit outside view. The other one is our questions that we have to answer, and we've yet to come up with these, but they're questions that we want to know about things and people, and we have to answer them no matter what. And that is going to be our...
And also, we will take suggestions. If you have a topic that you want us to cover, if you have questions that you're curious about, drop us a line. We'll put it in the bowl.
Absolutely, we'll put it in the bowl, and we might even have an entire episode on it.
And if you want your name online, we'll do that too.
Yeah, it's a topic suggestion time.
Then just put anonymous.
Exactly, and if you have questions, we could just say, hey, so-and-so from Seattle has a question about, can you get coronavirus through your vagina? I don't know. So,
whoa.
Anything like that.
That's what the people really want to know.
So things like that. So we now officially have the fish bowls with our little fish and starfish and crabs and everything in there. Because,
Because sometimes you get a little crab.
Sometimes you get a little crabby.
That is for sure. And at some point, since we are banking a couple episodes, it'd be interesting if this episode airs after the coronavirus is already gone. That'd be sweet. So coronavirus, if you're out there, you do not have to stick around.
That's right.
Wow. Can you get coronavirus through your vagina? Is a pretty common Google.
And
I think it's hilarious.
I'm sure if it's
I'm
sure if you're licking and doing oral, then
well, if you're not supposed to touch your face, you're probably also not supposed to touch other people's.
Yeah, also it's airborne, so I think.
I think if you're just in the same room as that person, and especially if you're sharing sexual fluids, it's a good possibility that.
Sure. Yeah. 100%.
Okay, this is a whole article that says we don't know, but I feel like we do know.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go with probably.
Yeah, more than likely 99% yes.
Harvard.
We're going to the top of the list of educators. Get a phone number. Oh, that would be great. We can't wait till we get there. Hey, we still need the red light and the call.
We do still need the red light. So as we progress and we get better with our dialogue and sound and lighting and hopefully location, we will also get the actual red light instead of having to say red light for every time we don't understand something.
I think we're going to grow. That was one of the things too. Today was the day. We can go ahead and say that. I think that we published our first podcast. And one of the things that we had to decide was how we were going to pay for the domain. And so, did we want to pay for it monthly? Did we want to pay for it for 1 full year? Did we want to pay for it for 2 full years? And then did we want to pay for it for 3 full years? And we went monthly. So people out there, if you're enjoying yourself, help us so that we could pay for at least maybe 1 full year.
Yeah. We want to get to that year benchmark at least. So we've talked about the Craigslist ads, farmers and Christian mingle. So, I'm sure you guys have a good dating app story. What is your best dating app story?
Can I go first because it's about my grandma and I think it's pretty funny.
You dated your grandma?
No, but my grandma recently told me that she has a dating app profile, and I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, Granny.
Woke grandma here.
Yes.
Like, good on you. And I was so excited for her. And then she told me that she was basically using it to just like get a kick out of manipulating men. And I was like, Grandma.
Nay, Grandma, nay.
Whoa, Grandma.
That is wrong. That is catfishing.
So my grandma's a catfisher on Christian Mingle.
Exactly why I just go for Tinder. I just go for the bad ones at first, you know?
She's a web pastor, so she naturally went for Christian Mingle as her dating app profile, but she's like, I'm not really interested. I just think it's really funny when I like talk to them and they like get really interested, and then I'm like,
hold on.
I was like, what?
She is a web pastor manipulating men on Christian Mingle.
For fun.
Web pastor. What's the
She
stipulation?
counsels people on the internet.
Is this an official?
She gets paid for it.
Oh no,
A
that
church.
makes it official.
A
Then
church
absolutely.
pays her to counsel people as a pastor. She has like some
That's pretty good.
license from some church.
I feel like my best story was the one I told earlier too, because having my aunt who's a little older, probably in their mid-60s at the time, it's like our best story so far include her grandmother and my aunt. So I mean, just the way that I got on it, I think is more interesting than any of the true stories that I would have. That, you know. So
mine actually, I have one that just like turned out to be just amazing. So I told you about that field. I met up with my friends. They have a couple profile. And so they had pictures of them in like costumes in New Orleans for Mardi Gras and all these other things, and they just look like a lot of fun. He's like, if you're ever in New Orleans, and sent me this whole email itinerary of like all the festivals going on and everything going on. And me and a girlfriend were gonna go down there and have just a girls trip, just kind of clear our minds and bitch about things like you need to do on a girls trip. And she ended up canceling last minute. And so I was like, fuck, I'm going to lose out on $450 on my Airbnb. I'm going to go anyway. And it was like we've known each other our whole lives. They were amazing. And I went to I just followed them around and like just went and like every now and then I'm like, I'm going to fly solo. I'm going to go check out New Orleans, whatever. And they're like, just don't go to these streets and these streets. And I'm like, cool. And they were the best people in the entire world. And so we went back for Southern Decadence. Or I told them, I was like, hey, I'm coming for Southern Decadence. My friend wants me to come. And they were like, you can absolutely stay with us. So I ended up getting to stay with them during Southern Decadence. And they're just like, you're the best housemate ever. Like, you can just go off on your own. We don't have to babysit you. You're great. And they're like, plus you bring like 5 containers of wigs and outfits and glitter. And like, so we just like trade costumes and wigs the whole time. And then, because I always told myself I went on my bucket list that I would never go to Mardi Gras unless I found locals and I could be in the parades, because I don't want to be like crushed with all the tourists and sweaty drunks, and you know, I want to experience the local side of Mardi Gras, which, fun fact, is actually really family oriented. It's actually mostly family oriented, except for downtown, like Bourbon Street area. Because
isn't that the way most things are? Like that people there's the one thing that people gravitate to, and so that a lot of things get misunderstood or misconstrued because of people think Mardi Gras, and then they immediately gravitate to what is just put out there. So then going yourself, you can actually give a true representation of what you deal with when you go to Mardi Gras. And so I got to stay with them during Mardi Gras, and again, I brought like my 5 containers of costumes, but then the other guests staying in their other had like 3 suitcases and stuff. So we just like were switching. Like, he wore my Gaga costume with like booty shorts because he has the greatest ass ever for a man. Picture.
It is a really good, he has a woman's gorgeous big booty ass. Like,
at first I was like, oh, wait.
Yeah,
I was like, nice legs, and then I realized that I was looking at the wrong person.
Yeah. And so they are just the most incredible people. They're so welcoming and amazing. And I mean, I met them all through an app, and like now I have this whole community in New Orleans that like it's just my like New Orleans family, and just I had such a blast. And I walked through downtown once, and it was like 2:00 in the afternoon. And I was like, oh fuck no! I was like, I am not doing the tourist thing. I was like, get me the fuck out of downtown New Orleans during Mardi Gras. Because everybody's already like hammered at 2:00 in the afternoon. Plus, they have all the barricades up. You can't cross the streets. The floats are far away, and like when you're uptown, you can get closer to the floats. There's like a really cool bar that we went to like every time. We always met up. They have their little cart with their speaker. Also, I heard the best song in the entire world, and I need to get it for my fucking ringtone, but it was like, booty, 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 and then it goes, it's like, glitter, booty, hotel, booty, table, booty, 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 and it's like, I think it's called the Booty Man. I don't know, it's the greatest song I've ever heard in my life.
And what was the thing you were trying to get that you couldn't because there was a little kid around you that was getting all...
Oh, so there's the first night of parades, like of official Mardi Gras, because the Tuesday before people start partying. The Wednesday before Fat Tuesday is when like official parades of Mardi Gras, but they like Mardi Gras parades start at January 6th. Like they've been like Chip and Katie paraded for like 4 weeks or 3 weeks before we even.
Again,
so, like,
something you don't know about unless you know the people.
Because he sent me an itinerary, and I was like, when the fuck do you think that I'm gonna be there? I was like, what is the important days to be there? I can't start January 6th. And so he told me. And he was like, you need to be at my house before 3:30 on Wednesday, or else you're not going to be able, you're going to have to walk with all your stuff. And I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, I have 5 containers of shit. No, that's not going to happen. So I got up like 3:30 in the morning to leave. And so the first parade, they spend all year making these purses, and they decorate it with like Mardi Gras 2020, and they have all these fun things, and it's like their crews. So I can't remember what the crew was for the purses, but the Muses Parade is the second day, but it got canceled. It got canceled because of the weather. So, excuse me. It got canceled because of the weather. So they took all like the dancers out and the bands out, and they just had the floats because they split up a bunch of the parades because a lot of it got canceled for weather and stuff. And Muses Parade, it's like an iconic thing to get a shoe that's like decorated, all pretty, like, and they wrap it in a like gift bag with like a bow and everything, and they hand you these shoes. And this fucking adorable little fucking 2-year-old was sitting next to us on the dad's shoulders.
Little fucker, don't any of you ever create 2-year-olds.
Stop being so fucking cute. And I was like, we gotta get the hell away from this kid. She's getting all the shoes. It's like, because they give it to people who are like, who have like great costumes or just fun signs.
Somebody that impressed you.
Yeah, my sign said my strap-ons are heels. And so
that's good. I like that.
And then my other friend who has the great ass, he was dressed as Edward Scissorhands, and his sign said "We'll scissor for shoes." So he got a shoe first, and I was like, fuck. And this little kid kept getting the shoe. She got 3 shoes. I was like, you need to share the shoe love, kid. I'm going to tackle her next time. Yeah. And, no, but I was like, we got to get away from this kid. She's getting all the stuff. And so finally, like, third to last float. And obviously, the 2-year-old can have the shoes. But I was
all in fun.
Yeah. And so...
we are not really biased against the 2-year-old.
I have a 5-year-old, so I'm like, I've got to bring her next year. I was like, I'm going to get her all the things. And so, but they have all, like, and I didn't realize that the throws in Mardi Gras, there's more than just beads. So my dog ate my phone case. So I didn't have a phone case, and I was like, man, I'm going to fucking break my phone when I go down there. I'm just going to have a complete cracked screen. And one of the throws was like one of those like rubber like phone holders that you put on the corners, and I was like, yes! So it's like the Mardi Gras gods are looking upon me. And then they also throw cups.
They licking upon you?
They could do that too. But they were just like, oh, just throw your cup on the ground because you'll get more than floats. They have all these like plastic cups that they throw. They throw coins. I think I actually have a coin in my pocket right now.
And not to say go around throwing plastic cups on the ground either. They clean that stuff up.
This one's the crew of Toth. And so
you really have a coin on?
I do. So they throw different coins out, and so there's people that just collect the coins, but the shoes are like a huge deal. And then they obviously throw beads, but like if they throw regular beads, we're all just like, we always give them to the kids or whatever. But if they throw good ones, like blinking ones, they throw blinking stuff, they throw plushes. I mean, just all kinds of shit, man. I was just like, there's some people that had some good throws. But I just didn't realize. I thought it was just beads.
Yeah, I've been to New Orleans. I've never been to Mardi Gras. It's on my bucket list, but it's just one of those things I feel like I need. at least a week to go.
Yeah.
And at least a week to recover.
Oh, yeah. Well, it wasn't bad because the Wednesday after Fat Tuesday, like, everybody's just kind of like, because I had one bin full of regular clothes, and because my room looked just like Mardi Gras threw up in it. Like, there was wigs everywhere, shoes everywhere, glitter everywhere. And the one bin that I didn't have to organize was my regular clothes. Like, everything
Because
was
it
still
never
like,
got used?
yeah, everything was still like packed. Because we changed like 3 or 4 times a day, and there's like all this stuff, and like the other roommate or the other people were staying, like their suitcases were just open and shit was everywhere, and it was just crazy. And then the bathroom just has glitter all over the counter and the floor, because I mean, like, you just cover yourself in glitter.
Yeah, that was a good week to follow you because you'd get a different snippet of where you were the day before. That was a good day to follow you on the social media.
Oh yeah, well, and I'm the kind of person too, like, I usually just post like multiple things that I do at once, because I'm just like, I take all the pictures. I'm just like an in the moment kind of person. Also, I could have taken so many more pictures, but I mean, that was like, I think 8 days worth of stuff. And I wish I would have taken more pictures, because we changed multiple times, and I think I only showed like 1 costume a day.
And we would have had so many more podcasts if she didn't go.
Well, we're definitely ahead of schedule.
No, we're doing good. We're doing good. And the Mardi Gras was very appropriate to have. We've probably had quite a few stories to reference from that.
Yeah,
on the podcast already.
It's been great, but that's probably my most favorite thing from a dating app.
And would you say if we make it to a year, would you say we take the podcast?
I would absolutely. I think absolutely, and I think we should do. Well, yeah.
And we could maybe explore the dating app how hard do you think that would be more successful during Mardi Gras to use the dating apps?
I went down to Mardi Gras and just got on there just for the hell of it,
Just
like to meet people. Up. And there are not very many attractive people in New Orleans. Like, I'm glad to know Katie and Chip because they have attractive friends. Like, but I mean, I don't do anything with their friends or anything. But like I said, I was just using it for friends mostly. And man, and my friend, she was with me for Southern Decadence, and she's just like, I just like listening to you swipe, because I mean, I didn't do anything Southern Decadence. I didn't do anything with anybody, but. I just like sometimes just get on there and I just want to swipe. It's just fun.
It's a way to kill time.
Yeah.
But,
And I'm like, ooh, no, look at me ears. Oh, ooh, shake, ooh, 2 hair, ooh, 2 ball, like, and my friend was just like, I just can sit here and watch you swipe all day. Like, because there was like, I think I did like 150, 200 swipes, and there might have been like 4 people that was like, okay, there's some relief in all this that. Yeah, it's not.
So not necessarily. That's probably not the place that we should probably do.
I don't know. I didn't look on Mardi Gras because I was just having fun with people. I mean, I already had plenty of friends during that situation, so I didn't really need to like go and look and explore because I already had people that were so local that I didn't have to like find new people.
Right.
I feel like we definitely do need like a dating app game though.
We're definitely
gonna be really fun.
We're gonna do that. I think we should do that like after we have our special guest and. When people get a little bit more established with our personalities and they know us a little bit better.
And we're ramping up. I think we're starting to get some steam, and we're starting to figure out what our places are on the show. And it can't be stressed enough that none of us have done this before.
Yeah, this is our first time.
We're figuring out what our roles are, and we're figuring out what we're comfortable talking about and not talking about, and we're figuring out that it's difficult sometimes to keep the scheduling of the guests in order too. I think that's really been kind of an issue for us too at some point, just because we don't have it. We're not established yet, so there's not that. We don't have a receptionist, like official receptionist, and a schedule, and then there's also life emergencies that come up. And jobs. We all have full-time jobs.
Yeah, and also we just got hit with a tornado, and this whole coronavirus thing is like shut down Broadway.
There's a lot going on, and honestly, I feel like we've got a lot done considering everything that was going on. So
I mean, we can't go anywhere so much because everything's closed for the coronavirus. So.
Well, and then this is a great time for everybody to sit and watch our podcast too, because they'll be sitting at home sanitizing everything, and they might as well listen and watch us. And
I know you're in social isolation right now.
Girl that was supposed to go on first date with her.
Stop touching her.
That did actually recently just happen. I was supposed to go on a date with this girl. We've been like talking a little bit, like met her on Tinder. And she just canceled our first date because she was like, I feel like I have to quarantine myself. And I was like,
Oh.
this might not work out.
Well, maybe what did they say? July, August? Then you just gotta wait till July and August when it
Oh,
heats
yeah.
up.
I hope my
Then I'll
Mexico trip.
reconnect with this Tinder girl.
Well, my cruise got canceled.
It finally did.
It finally got
get
canceled,
That
yeah.
sucks.
I mean, I was waiting for the inevitable, but I was like, I'll still go. And I was like, I'll just bring a bunch of books if they quarantine me. But then the Mexico trip is at the end of June, but I'm like, ooh.
It's close.
I know. I was like,
close. And it
might be figured out by then.
Yeah.
Because, like, me and Heine here were like, oh, shucks, we get quarantined in an all-inclusive Mexican resort?
Oh, that would be so
that would be terrible.
That'd
And there's
be
like,
horrible.
and
What
it's
we
in
gotta do is
Yucatan
find-
too, so there's like cenotes to go swimming in, and like all like the Mayan ruins.
So what we gotta
and-
do is we gotta find somebody who has the virus, and we'll just take them with us. And
Yeah.
we'll be like, look, we're testing positive.
My sister
right
might. She's having flu-like symptoms today. We found out, and so hopefully not, sis. But if so, she's going. Actually, I think she is going. So if she does, check covered.
Done. I'm not afraid.
This could be a serious issue, but we're taking it lightly. So please don't
Again,
throw stones at us. And
if we throw some,
Feather and
if
tar
we
us.
throw some comedy at it, it usually is not meant to be taken serious. And the coronavirus, I would probably say maybe should be taken serious.
yeah. So me and Saibu were also talking about like when you do swipe left and you choose to meet this person, there are some, safety issues or precaution that you should take. Like always meet the person in public or around somebody that you know or a place that you go often. So then like if something happens to you, they have that person's face on camera or, and then they can see. Or if there's something bad happens, they can be like, oh, we needed her to work real fast, and sorry, bye, or whatever.
I just
Coffee?
think that people are less likely to be, or to like, be really inappropriate if you're in a public place. Like, I would never meet somebody at their apartment for like a first Tinder date. Like, that is,
Yeah,
you
there's
just never know.
Coffee shops and bars, I think, are great places.
Yeah, that's
pretty much,
Whether they're drinkers, whether they're not drinkers, coffee shops and bars, just because there's generally people around,
yeah.
and it's one of those things that you can feel somebody out over a cup of coffee. You can feel somebody out over a couple cocktails, and then if you're
Yeah.
not feeling it,
Or
you can
like
go
the
home,
zoo
you
or
can kind of
something.
get out easy.
Yeah.
Where's a dinner? Where's a go to the zoo?
The zoo. I mean, like if you're planning on dating them in a relationship, but I mean, if you're planning on just fucking them, you don't want to be like, oh,
Dates to the zoo? How often do you go to the zoo?
okay. I do have a membership.
Is there a zoo local?
Yeah, there's a Nashville Zoo. You can pet kangaroos.
No way.
They just
So
also.
that's the program. Plenty of fish ladies out there taking you to the zoo.
The fish building is not my favorite.
Oh no! And is that where the aquarium is that you can eat that have dinner or whatever? There's an aquarium.
Yeah, there is one in Aubrey Mall. I love taking my kid there.
But see,
'cause
that's one of the things I hate to do is
Really?
go
What
to
are
a
you
meal.
talking about?
Go to a meal with
aquarium
somebody.
at Aubrey Mall. It has this
Oh, the
huge,
restaurant.
yeah, the
aquarium.
restaurant
The
aquarium.
fish. Wait, didn't it break in the flood and there were just like piranhas loose in Nashville?
No,
What?
there were not
What?
piranhas. Okay,
Yes. I don't. Whether it's true or not, yes,
They
it did.
grew legs and they walked around and it was
And-
So
And
there
for
was a
some reason,
rumor
they
that
only ate 2-year-olds.
they got most of the like big fish out, but the aquarium did break, and there were rumors that the sharks now live in the Cumberland River. And
This
first
is
off,
awesome.
Tangent.
Tangent.
it's not the right habitat for them to survive in, and
No, they have found a great white in freshwater rivers. I think they have found sharks in saltwater.
I know, but it's like
dead serious.
Yeah, but it's
100%.
not like bull sharks. It's like it
I want to say it might not have been a great white.
there was an alligator in the Neuse River, like up by my mom and dad's house. It's like, what the hell's a gator going that far? But I mean, they're like more like.
And it's more southern, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess.
But
it's
that's
more
not
like-
as odd as a saltwater shark.
Yeah,
in a
well,
freshwater
bull sharks.
river.
Bull sharks.
Bull
can,
sharks.
They will
Are you
swim
confirming
really.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah, bull
sharks will actually travel up rivers.
Yeah, many miles. Like I
And-
think up to 200 miles, something crazy
And
like
I know
that.
that manatees also will are one of the
Really?
few animals that can travel from freshwater to
But, like,
brackish water.
Also,
to
the great white shark was spotted. A great white shark was spotted in the Mississippi. So
That's true.
a thing,
But I
too.
read that story. But is that a real article?
No, I'm pretty sure it is.
Because there was a great white found in a subway system, and they don't know if it was
No.
they don't know.
That's the old
As-
rumor of New York City, is that alligators, which may be true,
Well, yeah.
because of the trend, I think it was in the 60s or 70s, that people wanted to keep little alligators as pets, and so the idea was that they would flush them down to the toilet once they got big enough.
Well,
once
so
they,
good
they,
call on that because the caption is.
Did you get
a political-
Snopes? Did you get Snoped out?
I did.
Well, and Sharknado's real, and so Sharknado's real. I
no.
fucking love it.
But-
If you've not seen Sharknado, there used to even be like the photo filters that you can like take a
And they
picture
do-
and like you're getting.
And they do marathons now. Like there's like 6 or 7.
I think
of
I've
them now.
missed. I think I've missed like the last 2 or 3, and I'm very sad and disappointed at myself as a fan of Sharknado. And maybe I'm gonna do that while I'm quarantined.
Yeah. You watch a
I hope they have a Sharknado
marathon.
fucking marathon. That's what I'll do. And then I'll just survive off of worms in my backyard. 'Cause there's no food.
or worms on your drink.
Oh, or our mystery
'Cause
night
we-
crawlers.
We do have mysterious night crawlers that caught this fish.
It blows my mind that there's a candy that is called, like any food really, that's called mystery night crawlers, and people were like, yes.
You know the kids.
You were like, yes.
Oh
You were those people.
yeah.
Fair enough.
And
So
we didn't stop her. We were 100% in.
I just figured it like went with the Tinder vibe really well because like mystery night crawlers, like it's all the people of Tinder.
I feel like I've been a mystery night crawler before.
But follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and YouTube at Let's Talk Boobs.
And Instagram.
And Instagram.
And also our very own website.
We do now have a website called letstalkboobs.com, spelt like pubes but with a B.
And you can contact any of us individually if you'd like, or you can contact the website.
100%. So definitely subscribe to YouTube because that's what's going to help us take off, and it's really important to us. And we hope you like it, and we hope you see our progress as we move forward. So we will see you again.